Congressional investigators say the problem is skyrocketing away from any solution. Army authorities acknowledge that the crisis is real, and they're going all out to cope with it. Both groups are talking about marijuana and the extent to which American servicemen are using the drug in Vietnam as the war fades away for them. You will see for yourselves this evening in this graphic report from Gary Shepard.
This is Fire Support Base Aries, a small clearing in the jungles of War Zone D, 50 miles northeast of Saigon. Like most other American installations, Fire Base Aries isn't very busy these days. The war is at its lowest level in 5 years, and there just isn't much to do. The big guns, which normally would be firing around the clock if the war were raging, now remain silent most of the day, and the men have a lot of time on their hands. Time for such former luxuries as haircuts and games of volleyball.
All right.
And even occasional live entertainment by the 1st Cavalry Division Band during a leisurely noon-hour lunch break. Time also for a trip to a muddy swimming hole less than 200 yards from the fire base perimeter. But in this case, the trip is more than a mere stroll in the jungle.
What's going to be the cabin?
Most of these soldiers are about to turn on with marijuana.
Orangutan, get your haircut.
Grass is as plentiful in Vietnam as sea rations. One pipeful, which the soldiers call a bowl, can easily take care of 5 or 6 men. Marijuana cigarettes are just as easy to get and just as potent. This man is a medic assigned to the 1st Cavalry Division's 1st Battalion, 12th Cavalry.
Stuff smells pretty strong.
It is. This is really nice stuff over here.
How often do you come down here?
I make it down here maybe twice a day. Sometimes in the morning I'll come down here, sometimes in the afternoon. Then we really get it on in the evening up there at the fire base.
Aren't you worried about maybe getting attacked and not being able to react properly?
No, nobody usually seems to worry. That's about the last thing that's worried about. We're more worried about lifers. I think we're constantly on the guard for lifers when we smoke.
Who are the lifers?
Colonel, Major, RCO, E6 and above.
The career guys.
The career guys. They're usually down on it, but actually there's not too many guys that are down on it. Even, especially on the fire base. Out in the bush it's a little different, but you get on the fire base and there's not too many guys that are really down on it.
Somebody give me some illumination. Dig it. That's cool to the max.
Oh, come on, man.
Don't want to light, man. I'm trying to kill him.
Fire truck.
There's an army issue light or something, man.
It ain't even lit, is it?
Yeah, lit. It's lit. Only TT. Need some cool stuff. There it is, man. You owe it to yourself.
You were telling me about a special way you do it.
Oh, Ralph? Oh, Ralph. Ralph's this shotgun this guy carries. And you empty it out and you stick the bowl in the barrel, blow into the bowl, and when it comes out, you get really stoned. Then, who cares about the war? This war.
You do that very often?
Whenever Vito's around.
Vito is a 20-year-old draftee from Philadelphia. A photographer before he entered the Army, Vito is now a squad leader, responsible for the lives of a dozen men.
What's that you got there?
This is Ralph. This is what they were telling you about, Ralph. This is what, well, we use it for also, killing gooks and all. plus little added pleasures, which we use shotgun, which in our term means
Wild chickens. You walk in
administer
the
something, I guess.
How does Ralph work?
Well, it's a 12-gauge shotgun. And it works real good. Well, what we basically use it for on the LZ and I guess even out in the field, so if you want to know, is that we use the shotgun from a ball. You know, you just put the ball in the chamber and all. And give me the ball.
You gotta blow real hard and it's kind of hot for it.
I don't think this one's gonna work. Where's the other one? We got another one around here. Paul, let me borrow that ball from you. This is probably all SIDS and we're getting busted, but I don't care.
Shotgun.
Fire-Base Aries is not unique. What's happening here is also happening to some extent at virtually every other American installation in Vietnam. Recent surveys estimate that well over 50% of the soldiers in Vietnam use marijuana.
That's my good buddy, Sam.
Gary Shepard, CBS News, in War Zone D.
In Washington, Hal Walker talked about the marijuana problem with a Pentagon spokesman, Vice Admiral William Mack, and asked him why the percentage of GI users is so high.
For two reasons. One is that we are winding the war down, and the men there have much more free time to do something which they would want to do to fill in their time. Unfortunately, they turn to something which is easy to get, and that's marijuana. Second is that we have a large number of young men there who are draftees, and this only means that they are there because they don't choose to be there in the first place, and this is a frustration they have, one which is built the climate and the death they see and the hard work they do and so forth, and this produces a larger frustration.